Hi. In today's session, we're going to look at Microsoft Visual Studio Code extensions for SAP HANA. There are a couple of extensions offered by SAP. They are SAP HANA Database Explorer and SQL Analyzer tool for SAP HANA. Using Database Explorer extension, you can access the database schema objects of SAP HANA on-premise as well as cloud and run the SQL commands to execute the data. Using SQL Analyzer tool for SAP HANA, you can run the SQL commands and visualize the performance plan, and also run the SQL execution real time. We're going to look at these features in the system. Microsoft Visual Studio Code extension is a local install on your personal machine. Once you got access to Visual Studio Code Editor, you can run the extensions install. You can go to the extensions tab and then look for the tools, SQL Analyzer tool for SAP HANA and HANA Database Explorer. So you find them, install them. After installation has been completed, you can see them as your extensions in the Visual Studio Code Editor. This is for Database Explorer, and this is for SQL Analyzer. To perform the same operations on cloud, got SAP BTP services, which you can access online using your cloud platform account. You can run the Business Application Studio to develop the objects. You can also run the Database Explorer to execute the SQLs. Visual Studio Code Editor is a local install, and it is an alternative to your cloud services offered in Business Technology Platform. So we're going to focus more on Visual Studio Code Editor extensions in this session. I'm going to access my Database Explorer. Then you can see that I logged in with my user. You can see all the artifacts in HANA Database as part of catalog. So I'm going to filter on the schema. I can click on the schema and it's going to ask for the password to connect again. So I'm going to give my database user credentials. You can see my personal schema is filtered by default. I can change this selection by choosing the filter icon. I can switch to a different schema called VS Code extension. And this is going to get filtered for the VS Code extension schema as well. I'm going to close this and access a SQL console from the database connection. Click on that. A SQL console is invoked, and you can run the select or any SQL commands in here. I already have some SQL prepared for this particular example, so I'm going to run that. So I'm going to take it from the Database Explorer, which is available on Business Technology Platform. So I'm going to take this to the SQL console and paste it. I'm just creating a couple of tables and run the SQL statement to see how the SQL execution happens in DB Explorer of Visual Studio Code Editor. So I'm going to set the schema and create a table. I'm going to insert 4 records in it. And then I'm going to create another table with 3 records. The SQL execution is happening and the data getting inserted into the database, HANA Cloud database in this example. So I'm going to run this join statement to see the data output of what the query is for. So you can see the amount by country. So similarly, you can run a stored procedure. You can create a stored procedure or a table function or any other data artifacts what you can see in the catalog using Database Explorer. The Database Explorer on extension on Visual Studio Code Editor is not a full available version of your business technology platform. It's kind of a subset, and maybe in future you may have all the features available in VS Code extension as well, but at this time it's not fully available product for use. And the second one I'm going to show is the the SQL Analyzer. This is designed from scratch. So this is a new tool, a new extension, SAP offering on Visual Studio Code Editor. So it's very powerful in executing the plan viz and running the data, the performance analysis operations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this SQL and put it in a new file, new text file in Visual Studio Code Editor. Sorry, not this one. So I'm just going to take the select statement, which is in the last area here. Just take that and then go into a new file. Oh, it's already there. So I'm going to just paste it. So as soon as you paste this one, I'm just going to say no. I'm going to put this for SQL file. And then you can see a little message coming on top. This is attaching your SQL to your database. This is happening because I have an extension for DB SQL Analyzer. So I'm going to attach this to my connection. And I'm going to select this one. As soon as I select, I can see execute query. You can run this. It's going to open your data in JSON, just not the what I wanted. So I'm going to cancel this and then come back and then see that visualized plan. So I'm going to run this one. So it is going to invoke SQL tool for analysis and show me all the execution plan, execution time and plan graph, everything visually. You got something very similar in HANA Studio or the Database Explorer in the past, but this is more powerful and more visualized than those other features in the past. So you can select particular operator and then see the execution time and the rows processed for that particular node and etc. So I feel it is very powerful to use, and you can also run a SQL statement and see what's happening on real time. This is an advanced feature that is not available in other tools. I cannot really show that here because I don't have a big statement that can run for a minute so that we can watch the performance, how it's happening in the system. But you got a big query which is taking a long time. You can run that and come back to this SQL analyzer and analyze the performance in a more easier way. That's all I have for this session. Thank you.